Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at solving a system of linear equations by multiplying first, and this I'm entitled Less Thinking. So in the previous method I showed you how you have to figure out which way or which number you want to multiply by. In this method, it's just going to be clear-cut, simple, easy, do this every time. So let's take a look at the first example. So this is what I want you to do. Always take this x term and take the first number or the second equation number and put it up here, and take the first equation's coefficient and put it here. And do that every single time. Then, when you multiply here, you're going to get the exact same number. In this case, it's going to be 15. Now, check to see if it's going to be both negative or both positive. If it's going to be that, make one of them negative. And then just go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply all the way across here. And that's going to give me a negative 15x plus 6y is equal to negative 33. Then multiply the last one here. That's going to be a positive 15x, 25. Y is equal to 95. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the two equations together and eliminate the x here. So that's going to give me 31y is equal to 62. And then I'm going to divide by 31. Alright, and that's going to give me 2. So in this method, if you always deal with the x coefficient first, like I'm explaining you to do, you'll always solve for y. Then when you get ready to plug in, you'll always plug in for y. So you have 5x, and you can plug it into either one of these equations. It'll be 5x minus 2 times y, which is 2, is equal to 11. Always take the original equation. So let's go leave with 5x minus 4 is equal to 11. And then add 4 on both sides. So now we have 5x is equal to 15. And then we're going to divide by 5. And x is equal to 3. Alright, so our solution is going to be x, 3, and y is 2. Alright, let's take a look at another example. Alright, now in this one, you can multiply by just one number. If you multiply by a positive 2 here, you can just multiply across the top and add, and your numbers will be smaller. But in this less thinking method, we're going to follow the exact same instructions. We're going to put this number here and put this number here. Okay, now you can see when we multiply here, you're going to end up with two negatives, and you don't want that. So I'm going to make one of these negative. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and multiply across here, and that's going to give me a negative 8x plus 8y is equal to 8. And then I'm going to have a positive 8x minus 14y is equal to negative 32. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add these two equations together. And my x's will cancel out. That's going to leave me with negative 6y is equal to negative 24, and then divide by negative 6. Y is going to equal 4. All right, now I'm going to take that 4 and plug it in. You can pick either equation. I'm going to pick the first one here. 2 times x plus 2 times my y, which is 4. That's going to leave me with negative 2x plus 8 is equal to 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract 8 on both sides. Negative 2x is equal to negative 6. Then divide by negative 2. And x is equal to 3. So our solution is going to be 3, 4. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another example. Okay, again, in this one here, we can just multiply across with a positive 2. Leave this one alone and add. And then our y's will eliminate. But in the less thinking method, all you're going to do is take this number, multiply up here. Take this number, multiply here. Okay, and when I do that, these are going to be positive, so I need to make one of them negative. So I'm going to make this one negative. All right, so I'm going to multiply across the top, and I'll get negative 6x minus 8y is equal to negative 26. Then multiply across the second one here, and that's going to get me a positive 6x minus 6y is equal to negative 30. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my equations here. This will cancel out. Here I get negative 14y is equal to negative 56. All right, now I'm going to divide by negative 14. And y is equal to 4. Okay, and number 10, next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and plug this 4 in. That's going to leave me with 3x plus 4 times y, which is 4, is equal to 13. Now I have 3x plus 16 is equal to 13. And then I'm going to subtract 16 on both sides. And that'll leave me with 3x is equal to negative 3. divided by 3, and x is equal to -1. So our solution to this equation is -1, 4. So with the less thinking method, all you do is take the first number, put it up top. Second number, put it, take the first number to the second equation, put it up top. First number to the first equation, put it down here, and multiply. Less thinking. And then you just got to make sure one of them is going to be negative so that they cancel out. So less thinking, not completely no thinking. Okay, let's take a look at the last example. All right, here we got a word problem. All right, and it's based off of geometry here. It says the sum of two angles is 180. The difference between twice the large angle and 3 times the smaller angle is 150. The system of equations is x plus y is equal to 180 and 2x minus 3y is equal to 150 models this situation where x is the measure of the larger angle and y is the measure of the smaller angle. What is the measure of each angle? So basically the x plus y, meaning two angles add up to equal 180. We don't know what they are. We just know x is the larger one and y is the smaller one. And then it says 3 times the smaller angle. So we're going to put 3 times y. And then, what was it? Twice the larger angle. So it's going to be 2 times x. So 2 times x minus 3 times y. And that equals 150. So we're going to take this equation and just solve it. So I've got x plus y is equal to 180. And 2x minus 3y is equal to 150. Okay, so we can multiply by 2 here, make sure it's negative, and be done. But I want to go ahead and continue to go with the less thinking method. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in parentheses. And I'm going to put the 2 here and the 1 here. And the 1 comes from the understood 1 in front of the x. Now, when we do that, we're going to get a positive 2. So I don't want that. I want one of them to be negative, so I'm going to make this 2 negative here. So now I'm going to take this negative 2 and multiply it all the way across here. When I do that, I'll have a negative 2x minus 2y is equal to 360, negative 360. And then do 1 times all of this, so all of that will stay the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and add. The x's will cancel out, and I'll get a negative 5y is equal to a negative 210. Now I'm going to divide by negative 5. And y is equal to 42. So the smaller angle is 42. But how much is the larger angle? So if I take my equation, it makes sense to take the easiest one to work with, x plus y equals 180, and plug in y, x plus 42 is equal to 180. All I have to do is subtract the 42 on both sides, and x is equal to x is equal to 138. Okay, So the larger angle is 138 and the smaller angle is 42. So remember, this is solving system of linear equations with the elimination method, but less thinking. Take the first coefficient of the first number and put it up top. First coefficient of the first equation here and put it in the bottom and just multiply. And make sure you have one so that when you get ready to add, it's negative. I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math and have a nice day.